Now we start out with a traffic alert in Albuquerque for you right now. Albuquerque police have shut down Gibson from San Mateo all the way to Washington. This is going to snarl the morning commute for a lot of folks, particularly those going to Kirtland Air Force Base. This is all because of an 18-wheeler that we hear and see is parked next to the base. Now, base traffic should seek an alternate route. We're not sure if any areas are closed, but again, Gibson is closed. This is going from Washington to San Mateo. Again, we have a live report coming up on this.
All right, our big story of the morning, the fight is on against a wildfire that is raging in the Santa Fe National Forest right now.
And all night long, firefighters have been very hard at it, trying to contain the Lagunas fire, but unfortunately, it is still burning out of control this morning. News 13's David Romero is live in a Newsplex with more. Hey, David.
Good morning, Matt. Firefighters have been battling the flames since yesterday afternoon. Since then, it's gone from a few acres to a few hundred acres. It started about 3 yesterday afternoon, about 10 miles north of Pecos and 1 mile west of Tres Lagunas, along State Highway 63, which is now closed at milepost 14 from El Macho to Holy Ghost. By 10 last night, it had exploded to an estimated 500 acres. That's still the latest estimate from the state forestry officials as of 5 a.m. this morning. Take a look at this video that we got from Terry Saunders. The fire is threatening a number of homes, but firefighters don't know how many. This includes an elderly couple that reportedly refused to leave because they have too many animals. Now, in the area that's under evacuation, forestry officials say there are 134 Forest Service cabins and 10 campgrounds, as well as 6 trailheads. Saunders was hiking in the woods when the fire started and had to scramble to find a way out.
We were basically up at Jack's Creek when my family noticed smoke in the area, kind of off in the distance in the trees, and they said, you know, we need to get out of here. That looks like a wildfire. And I just couldn't believe it. There was smoke and it.
Now, there's a lot of extremely dry ponderosa pine and some very steep and rugged terrain, making the fire hard to fight, and it has not been thinned in recent years. Now, more firefighters are on their way to the Tres Lagunas fire today, and a tanker is also on standby. It couldn't fly yesterday because of the winds, so we're still at 0% containment. Back to you guys.
Our meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke is here. You're tracking the wind, and what does it look like up there, Kristen?
It is not looking good for today, that's for sure. The winds, while calmer overnight, still didn't calm all the way down. And as we go through the 9 o'clock hour up that way, we're going to see 15 to 20 mile an hour sustained winds, and then quickly ramping up from there as we get closer to the lunch hour. In fact, by 11 a.m. is already going to start getting pretty gusty. West winds at 15 to 35 miles an hour, and then gusting at about 35 to 40 for your lunch hour. And then after that, for 5 o'clock, we're going to still see mainly dry conditions, 25 to 35 mile an hour winds gusting to 50 miles an hour at times this afternoon. So it is going to be really windy. On top of that, it is extremely dry. Relative humidity at about 10% for this afternoon. And so the wind speeds are going to be up, temperatures in the upper 70s, so quite warm too. So all of that is going to make it extremely tough to contain the fire. As we go into the weekend, some improvement, not a whole lot of improvement. The winds do get a bit better, but still going to be breezy at times, 15 to 20 mile an hour winds tomorrow, and more of the same really on Sunday. But Sunday, we will start to see that increase in moisture, and we're also going to see a better chance for some showers that way, which could certainly help things out. But really a long ways to go when it comes to fighting that fire. And today, we definitely don't want to get any other fires going. We have red flag warnings in effect for northern and central New Mexico. I'll have more details coming up in a bit.
All right, Kristen, sounds good. Another part of the Cibola National Forest will begin fire restrictions next week. Starting Monday, the Magdalena Ranger District will implement Stage 1 restrictions, and that means no campfires except in recreation or improved sites, and no smoking within 3 feet of flammable material. No fireworks either. Fire restrictions are already in effect for the Mount Taylor Ranger District and for the Mountain Air and Sandia Ranger Districts as well.
The former Albuquerque police officer accused of killing his wife is set to be back in court today. Levi Chavez is facing first-degree murder charges, accused of killing his wife Tara with his police gun back in 2007, then trying to make it look like a suicide. Witnesses on both sides of the case are fighting to tell their side of the story. The judge could rule on that. Jury selection for the trial is set to start on Monday. We'll be in court, and we'll keep you updated through all of it here on KRQE and online at krqe.com. Well, the man who once ran the Governor Martinez campaign has been indicted by a federal grand jury accused of stealing her emails. The governor says Jamie Estrada did it out of revenge. However, Mr. Estrada says he is innocent and her administration is guilty. News 13's Alex Goldsmith has a story.
The back and forth over these emails has been going on for nearly a year. Now there's been a federal indictment, and the governor tells me it's about time.
Finally, with an indictment coming through, I feel that, the truth will come out.
Governor Martinez says she feels vindicated by former campaign manager Jamie Estrada's federal indictment today. It all started in 2009 when Martinez was just a candidate for governor. Staffers were using the email domain name Susana2010.com. But investigators say Estrada had access to the account even after she says she fired him in late 2009.
He was someone of suspect character, and I didn't want him working in my administration. I didn't give him a job.
According to the indictment, when the domain name expired in 2011, Estrada renewed it himself and then illegally redirected emails to his own account, many of those very personal.
Bank account numbers, personal orders. A lot of people were affected in this case, and I want the message to be that you're going to be held accountable.
Estrada's now facing federal charges. In a statement, he says he did nothing wrong and that, quote, "This attack on me will result in the exposure of the true wrongdoers," end quote. Leaked emails from the Susana site were obtained last year by a left-leaning political group who says some of them show that her administration had improperly steered a long-term deal to run the Downs Racino at the state fairgrounds. Despite reports that the FBI is investigating the Downs deal, sources tell News 13 the FBI has been investigating the theft of the emails and not the Downs deal. We asked the governor herself.
No, there's been absolutely no questioning about the Downs deal, no investigation that I'm aware of at all in reference to that, and no one from my administration has been questioned in reference to the Downs deal.
Estrada is charged with illegally intercepting emails and lying to federal investigators. Alex Goldsmith, KRQE News 13.
We asked the U.S. Attorney's Office if we could expect more indictments. They only said that they do not comment on active investigations.